I'm just trying to grow taller. Earlier in life, I would drink milk. But now I'm thinking if I stand on top of this tree, I'll grow tall like a redwood. Let's see if it works. This is gonna take time. They've been doing this for like 2,000 years and I'm just now starting like 4 seconds ago. So I think that, do I look taller? Clayton, do I look taller?
Definitely.
It's working. You guys, if you want to grow taller, short people, climb on top of a redwood.
Kevin Hart.
Do what?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. If you can hear me right now, and I know you can because I know you watch these videos, get on top of redwood. You'll feel taller. Oh, this is beautiful. I love it. So a lot of you have been asking me since I got here, who made these trees? Who planted this in their little garden? And the answer is giants. These are tiny, this is like grass to giants. They like to rub their feet on it and they're like, ah, and it tickles them because they have to have something that's got enough meat to it. And so they made these trees. They made them out of wood. Some of them are made out of stone, not many, 0. But giants made these trees and they tickle their feet with them. Hee 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 hee. But then they moved to a different planet because they're like, this planet is too small. We need bigger stuff. But before they left, they made the pyramids and some obelisks, all kind of things. So 7 wonders of the world. They dug the oceans real quick. They're like, oh, let's go somewhere else. I'm tired. True story. What a discovery. Sometimes you discover stuff that was there the whole time. But then you're like, I have to tell people because like Christopher Columbus discovered America, but it was already here. All right. Most of these redwoods grow straight up. They're majestic. They're like majesties. Or king or queen, I don't know, something. But every once in a while, you get some unruly teenager. Look over here. Now this one, this one's like, I love you, family. But then it's like, you know what? You're not the boss of me. You're not my real dad. And then it's like, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna join my friend over there. And we're gonna make babies together, tree babies. And you can't tell me what to do. And so then here's what's gonna happen. This one's gonna tell that family like, you don't understand the bad things that my family did to me. And they were like mean and abusive and stuff. And you're like, can you show any proof? No, but they were. And then this family's gonna be like, I'm so sorry. You can come live with us because there's a sympathetic mother and the father tolerates it. And the other kids are like, I don't know, I kind of like somebody to play with. And then, you know, like the daughter's like, he's kind of cute. So anyway, then this tree is gonna do like this, and then it'll go straight up from there, and it'll tie in with those trees, and it'll fuse with them, and it'll make a bridge over top of this path. This path occurred naturally. I don't understand it. It has occurred to me that I travel quite a bit, and I say quite a bit of nonsense, and I should have a show, and I need you guys to chime in on this. I need to have a show called The Worst Tour Guide in the World. Now here's why. I go to beautiful places that are historical, that you're like, oh, look at all this majestic things. And then I say things and you're like, I don't know if that's 100% accurate. I'm like, I don't know if it's 5% accurate, but it's entertaining. So tell me what you think. Should I have a TV show called The Worst Tour Guide in the World? Yes or no? Maybes count, but I won't really count them. Oh no, that's beautiful. That was invented before the world created. Oh, hey there. So I'm out here on the dock, and there's so many things that I learned, like just stuff I never would consider, right? Like, for example, do not feed birds restrooms. I wasn't planning on it, but I definitely won't now. Thank you for the sign. Oh, hey there. If you're anything like me, you like to think a lot. Now, I'm over here. You remember last week I was over in Egypt, and so, you know, I was over by the Indian Ocean, and then I was over by the Mediterranean, and then obviously I was over the Atlantic Ocean. But right now, we're over here in California, this is the Pacific Ocean. And so if you see right here, I don't know which way the sun sets, but this is the sunset, and so I think that's north, if I'm not mistaken. I could be. If I'm wrong, please somebody tell me. But I've been asking a lot of people, and I looked at my apps and stuff, and I was like, how far above sea level are we here? And somebody said 1,300 feet. I'm like, okay, I feel like we're higher than that. And then somebody else said 1,312 feet. I was like, I think that's accurate. So if you guys happen to know, where are we exactly, Dennis?
Santa Cruz.
We're at Santa Cruz. This is where Santa comes to take cruises whenever it's not Christmas time. And so if anybody knows, the Santa Cruz Pier is where Santa comes to take cruises. How far above this is above sea level? Please tell me. Chime in. I need this. Thank you. Oh, hey there. I'm just here at this freshwater pond. It's naturally occurring. You can tell there's a pipe where it comes in, a naturally occurring pipe, and it drips in there. It's beautiful, fresh. You can drink straight from this if you're Shrek or Fiona. Or any of their children, maybe Donkey, I don't know. But sometimes people don't realize that in their own life, their pond has gotten stagnant. And that's a metaphor for the fact that you got stuff coming in and nothing going out. Maybe you're hoarding all your blessings. You got a stagnant pond in your life. Maybe it's time to share those blessings and let that become a river, that more water comes in and more water goes out. And you pass those blessings on to other people instead of looking like this horrible thing where boogers and burps live. You're better than that. Oh, hey there. So, as you know, I travel a lot, but if I could go back through time, I would get one of these huge maps, which I've never seen in my entire life because I'm not very smart. I would put it up at my house. I would put a pin everywhere that I've been. Obviously, first, I would have to travel up here, and then I would travel over here, so the map wouldn't fall down. But then after that, let's just see. You want to take a quick look on where I've been? Let's see. I was conceived over here in India. And then I flew over Washington. I lived all over Washington. And then Oregon, California, Hawaii. Then back to Washington. Then over here in Virginia. Then Kentucky, Tennessee, Florida, around Florida a little bit. Louisiana, Georgia, Texas, North Carolina, Illinois, North Carolina, Washington, Idaho, Washington, North Carolina, Texas, Oklahoma, and Texas. That's where I've lived. Okay. And plus about 100 houses. But I've also been to Canada several times, Mexico, Bahamas, and down here. And then if we go over here, I've been to Paris, I've been to Spain, I've been to England and Scotland, I've been to Amsterdam, I've been to, where else? Greece, Turkey, Egypt, Kenya, not Ethiopia, where's Tanzania, Australia. I guess that's it so far. Kind of lame. Oh, hey there. So, maybe you're up in the Redwood Forest, and you're like, oh, that's a long way down. But you're not concerned because maybe you're mildly suicidal and a little bit stupid. Are you ready? Because I'm Oh, hey there. So I've got some horrifying news right now. I found out that this year Halloween falls on Friday the 13th, and that only happens once every 666 years. I think the end is near. Hello, and welcome to a whole new season of John Works Too Much. Now, this season, one of the major things we're gonna be doing is remodeling this house. Okay, so I just bought this. It's beautiful. You have to use your imagination to see the beauty, but it's here. So I want you to see, this is what a flip house looks like when I buy it. You probably can't tell, but it slopes hard this way and it's got major cracks and things. Unfortunately, you don't have a smell-o-vision, but if you did, you'd be like, there's an odor. Now, I'm very generous with things that don't matter to me. So anybody who wants this bed frame or this nightstand or whatever, feel free. There's a curtain rod and some old hangers. Like any of this stuff that you want, you just ask me and I'll give it to you. I'd like to turn on the light in the bathroom, but we can't. But this will be all new. If you need some Depends, I've got that, no problem. This is a pretty nice nightstand. You're welcome to have this. You can tell in here, it needs some sheetrock work. This whole house needs some love. It's been neglected, like some of you. But here's what happens. People go, this will never be anything beautiful. I'm like, just wait. It will be something beautiful. Hey, if you want this table and chairs, free. Also these china cabinets, free. Now the kitchen is a pretty modern kitchen. That's not true. We're gonna gut it. Okay, moving on. Watch your step. And then this room needs also some attention, but you can tell right now, I think if we got everything cleaned out, which we're gonna do, tomorrow we got a dumpster coming. But if you took a marble and just put it anywhere like this in the house, it would roll around for infinity. But we're gonna get it level because I got people that can do that stuff. This vacuum cleaner really sucks, but you can have it if you want. And this will catch your dreams. It's got some other things. And then I know what you're thinking, is this a horror movie? No, it's a garage, but you're close. So, you can tell it needs some love. It's got the flickering light and everything. Like, I didn't do that for effect, that just was here already. But, now you might think to yourself, let's go back this way, sorry. Oh, hey, there's comic books in here. For real, if anybody wants some comic books, I couldn't care less. I can't read, but all kinds of stuff. I don't know what they are. Comic books, Hulk and stuff. Back row or whatever. You can have that. But let's look at the backyard. Because the backyard definitely could use some attention. Now you're gonna have to be careful here so you don't fall through. Sounds like my ride's here. Right now, don't die. Right now, a little overgrown, but real soon, it's gonna be beautiful. And it sits on a ½ acre, and it's just a gem. It's a diamond in the rough. And this is what happens. Sometimes maybe people feel neglected. Maybe they don't get the attention that they need. I'm sure you've met these people, and they're like, I'm gonna give up on life. I'm done. What's the point? You're like, you got a lot of living left to do. But they don't. They just stop giving. This is kind of like the way this house looks is the way some people feel. And when I see that, I think most people do this. Look how bad they are. And they like make fun, and they, don't help, or they whisper, or whatever it is. All I feel so bad for them. Not me. I see this and I'm like, ooh, how can we help? This is gonna take a lot of work, but we're gonna make you beautiful. And that's what we're gonna do with this house. We're gonna make it beautiful. We're gonna start with the yard because the dumpster comes tomorrow, and we're gonna get some of this overgrown nonsense cleaned up. Now, something I was thinking about this morning, it's overgrown with thorns. And I know you probably look at overgrown with thorns and you think of poverty, right? Yeah, you can go up. It's very unstable. You probably think of poverty. But spiritually speaking, thorns are a sign of riches. Now, let me tell you why. That sounds backwards. Because in the sower of the seed parable, Jesus says the sower went out to sow the seed. That's the gospel, in case you didn't know. Generously giving the gospel out to everybody. And some falls by the wayside, and the devil gets it and never grows at all. You're like, well, that's a sad story, but it's a fact of life. Then some grows on stony ground, and it grows up a little bit, but then the heat of the sun comes, and basically trials and temptations come, bad things, and it withers out because it doesn't have enough root because it's in stony ground. But some falls on thorny ground, and the cares of this world, the riches and cares of this world, choke out its life. And so that's where that lands, is like riches and cares of this life choke out the spirit. They choke out your life. And when you look at this, I want you to think, this is what riches looks like inside. This is what riches looks like inside your heart. So maybe it's time to like clean some of that out, minimize, be happy. And then the fourth example in the sower of the seed is it falls on good soil, and then some grows 30, 60, or 100 times as much fruit as what was born. So in other words, one tiny seed was sown, and then it grew, and harvest and harvest and harvest came out of this one thing. So we don't want thorny riches. We want a good heart that's filled with all kinds of good things, and we're going to make this house that. And so I'm so excited to see that. We're probably going to have some scars at the end of it. Be like, remember when I didn't have a scar on my face here and there and whatever, and I had more teeth or whatever? That's okay. Part of life is that you accept the risk and the challenge, and you do the good thing. So we're gonna soldier on. We're gonna get this thing done. Love you guys.
John, do you even have a plan?
Do I have a plan? Come closer. What we're gonna do, we've got some Depends, and we've got some more Depends. Now I think these are off-brand. I think we take these, we put them on, and then if we have any accidents or even on purpose, we'll be prepared. What do you think about that?
I like it.
Okay, cool. Oh, hey there. So, we've done some clearing, we've done some cleaning. We're nowhere close to being done, but it is amazing improvement already, just for 28 minutes. You can see over here we got some stuff cleared out too. I'm showing you this so that later on, when it's beautiful, which it will be because I have faith and I put my faith in action, therefore it will be. Then you'll be like, I remember when that was less beautiful. I'll be like, I know, right? So I don't really watch the news very much, but I kind of glanced at it, probably wasn't paying much attention. They said that doctors have released medical grade asparagus. It cures literally everything. People still will not eat it. And I've got to say, I did not fight in 2 world wars so I could put up with that kind of nonsense.
You didn't fight in any wars.
That's what I just said. I did not fight in 2 world wars so I could put up with this nonsense. And here I am putting up with it. Nobody's gonna eat the asparagus, even though it's medical grade and cures everything. Anyway, we're gonna go get some lunch too. Probably not asparagus. Although, do you guys think asparagus and candy corn is good on pizza? Get back with me on that. Hey there. So, today, in my opinion, has been very, what's the word I'm looking for? Destructive, but also awesome. We got some cabinets out of here. You can tell they're disintegrated on the ground. Some of this looks less beautiful right now, but soon it will be beautiful. And that makes me very excited. And you know what makes me smile? Drew, do you know what makes me smile? Face muscles. Right here, I tighten them up and it smiles. Now, I don't know if you know this, but it actually takes less muscles and less effort to smile than it does to frown. I have to think about it to frown. It takes less effort to be happy and grateful and just take life in a simple, easy way than it does to be mean and bad and like, look how smart I am, I'm smarter than everybody. I'm like, but you're miserable. I mean, good for you, congratulations. I applaud you on your smartness. But maybe just be nice and just be simple and just be like, you know what? It's easier for me to be happy and it's easier for me to be nice. Your life is better. There's a measurable difference between somebody who's happy and fun to be around and somebody who's miserable and hard to be around. You might think that's not true, but if you had the choice, if you were a boss and you were going to hire somebody, 2 people equally qualified, and one of them was pleasant to be around, helpful, always wanted to like, hey, you know, I thought of this idea and I think it would be helpful. Not in an irritating way, just like, hey, you know, like, I think this would be helpful. Doesn't need to take credit, you know, just a joy to be around, cares about you. Or same qualifications, another person, miserable, negative, everything they say, you're like, oh, this person is just a wet blanket, right? Which one would you hire? Everybody would hire this guy. Everybody would hire the happier person, the more pleasant person, even though they have the same skill set, okay? What if you're like, I could be in a relationship with somebody. They're both the same hotness. They both got the same money or whatever it is your qualifications are, the 401k or whatever. I don't know what girls look for, obviously. Would you rather be with the happy person who's always encouraging, like, let me help you out, or the miserable person? And the answer is you want to be with the happy person. Maybe you're a miserable person and I don't know, misery loves company, but the moral of the story is that over time, the happy person gets more and more opportunities and their life is measurably better than the person who gets less and less opportunities and they just complain more and more and more. It snowballs. So the moral of the story is, even if things maybe don't look amazing yet, have a good attitude. They're going to get better. Hey there. So I do a lot of flip houses. I'm sure you guys realize this. And when I do, a lot of times people leave all their treasures behind. And it's made me a bit of a minimalist to the point where I'm like, what's the least amount I could need when I travel in my home, just in general, right? And I'm like, I think I could do it with less. And then I'm like, I think I could do it with less. Because a lot of times, you know, you have a bunch of stuff, you think, oh, my kids will want this, somebody will want this when I'm gone, whatever. I'm gonna save it. I might need it one day. You won't and they won't. They're gonna throw it away, it's gonna be more of a burden to them. But sometimes you find a treasure. And like this poster, there's big money in this poster. I know what you're thinking. Are you saying that just because the money is big? No, I'm also saying it because there's more big money in the poster. That's it. You guys can have this if you want. Come get it. I'll give you the address if you text me. All right, love you, bye. Oh, hey there. So, you probably notice I'm wearing a mask, or I'm about to be. Why is that? Is it because I'm robbing somebody? No. Is it because I'm afraid of COVID? Definitely no. It's because I'm about to be breathing rock wool, fiberglass, and cellulose insulation. Some of my favorites. So, the first step in flipping a house is getting rid of all this stuff. That took a while, like a full day. But now, you gotta get rid of all the stuff that's yuck. Okay, so let's take a look. Now I could take and bend the crap out of this and whatever, try to fix all these cracks and try to fix whatever. And I'm like, hard pass. We're gonna tear it all out, make it all right. Fix any wiring that needs to be fixed, put a new heat and air, and get it done right. So a lot of you ask me like, how do you do that? And I just gotta tell you, like, I graduated in the bottom 1% of my class. I'm just kidding, I never graduated. But I will show you because I'm street smart, but not like book smart. Ready? First put on mask. Here you go, show me. That works. It's like magic. Pretty much the easiest way to do it so nothing gets on you. Less gets on you. Okay. Huh. Look at that. Clean as a whistle. A ridiculously dirty whistle. I would not put my mouth on that. Does that make me weird? I don't know. Okay, so as you can clearly tell from this morning, I had to change my shirt because it was disgusting. But we tore out all this stuff. There's a little bit of stuff that needs some attention here, all of it. We got the ceiling out, and you're really starting to see like this house looks terrible. And that makes me so happy because that's right before the house is gonna look beautiful. So we're gonna do some more destruction tomorrow, and eventually we're gonna get done destroying and we're gonna start rebuilding. And that makes me happy. Now, I do have a confession to make, and Josh, please forgive me for this. I forgot the Alamo.
How could you?
I don't know, but I forgot it, and then somebody reminded me, and I was like, darn it. I was supposed to remember the Alamo. It was like milk, eggs, bread, the Alamo. I forgot it. And I know there's another thing, it's like never forget. I'm like, never forget, what is it? Never, I can't remember that either. I'm not a good person. Sorry. Oh, hey there. So we're done with this job. It looks beautiful. This is usually how our after pictures look. I've really never finished anything. I've got a black belt in martial arts. It's not true. We're not even close to being done. We're on the morning of day 3. We've been out here for an hour. We tore all the sheetrock out because we're crazy like that. We've also filled up the dumpster with a bunch of insulation. We're so happy because look, these exterior walls, no insulation. And that's not great for the people who live here, but it's great for us because we don't have to clean it up. Now this morning, I saw 2 big rats, live ones, crawling up a pipe. And I was like, it's amazing that we haven't seen one rat turd in here. We haven't seen one rat turd. We've seen hundreds of millions of rat turds. They're literally everywhere. It's enough to take your breath away. Not in a good way, not like, but like this. So it's more of an exhale taking of the breath instead of a, I don't know. It's either way, there's a gasp and a vomit sound. But yeah, so we're gonna keep on working because that's what we do. Justin, you got anything on your heart? Mm-mm. Nothing on your heart. Mm-mm. This surprises me. Kind of makes me sad.
My eyes burn.
That is a true story. So in case you guys want to know, let's see if we got a demonstration. I hate to touch it, but this stuff over here. Yeah, here, I'll just put it out. Let me hold that on the Yuck. This is rock wool. Let me get some up close for you. This is the itchiest stuff on the planet. They used it back in the, I don't know, 50s or 60s or something like that. Just horrible. You touch it, you're like, this is so itchy. You breathe it for the next 3 days, you're like, man, my eyes are burning. I'm getting gross all over the place. You're coughing and stuff like that. It's not great. Okay, so that's rock wool. Now let me show you the difference. This, they blew on top of it. This is cellulose, okay? Cellulose is made out of recycled paper. You blow it in there, it's pretty good, right? Rock wool, ugh. Cellulose, not so bad. Cellulose, you can just touch, it's not itchy at all. Now it's dusty like crazy. And then there's fiberglass, which is that pink stuff over there. And that's pretty itchy too. That's like in between the two. But now we got spray foam. And let me just tell you, that's what we're doing to this house, and it's gonna be amazing. So spray foam, no itch, obviously, clean, beautiful, no air gaps, Just absolutely wonderful. There's some other stuff too you can blow up in the attic, and it's itch free. It's made by the same people, Pink Panther, but you can touch it and it does not itch you at all. Speaking of which, what did the Pink Panther say when he stepped on the ant?
What?
Dead ant, dead ant, dead ant, dead ant, dead ant. If you're old enough, you'll know what that is. Oh, hey there. Looking at this bathroom makes me appreciate some things. Like, I think a lot, and I'm sure you guys do too. Do you ever think, like, one day I'm gonna run out of farts? And I probably won't even appreciate it. I'll probably like fart my last, be like, ha ha ha, and then not realize that this is my last. Oh, hey there. What's up? I'm trying to make a video. Oh, hey there. Wait, hold. Dude, my mind just got blown. Hold on. Come closer so they can see you. Is there a rip in the Matrix? Are you, be honest, is the universe about to implode? Like, are you guys the same person?
Hope not.
Yes.
But I heard there's an asteroid heading here.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't watch enough Marvel movies to know how this is going to end, but it doesn't sound good.
No.
I don't watch any Marvel movies. You know why?
I'm not sure if I want to know.
Because I work too much.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
exactly right, yeah. So are you guys twins, though?
No.
But if you were twins, like, who would be older?
Me.
Would you look at him all the time and be like, you know, when I was your age? And then tell him what you did like 10 minutes before?
Yeah.
It's a good thing you're not twins then.
Yeah.
But seriously, I need to go, like, put some salve on my brain or something. It's too much. Too much. Oh, hey there. I'd like to talk to you guys about perspective. Now, here in America, we have different exports and imports. But in Australia, did you know this, Brooke? No. Australia's biggest export is boomerangs. In an ironic twist of fate, their biggest import is also boomerangs. Now, if you take a look at this door, you might think, from your perspective, that looks perfectly level. But sometimes we need a measuring device to make sure that we're not wrong. Because maybe you look at this and you're like, yeah, not so bad. But let's just see. That is, no, that's perfectly level. So it's off by just a couple inches over 2 feet. So that's not too bad. Or is it? Now, a lot of times in our life, maybe we think we're not that bad. In fact, most people I meet, if you were to ask them, they'd be like, I'm not that bad of a person. I'm like, maybe not compared to Hitler. Maybe not compared to Dahmer, right? But where you need to be, you might be off by a few inches across a couple feet. And across the long period of time, that's going to grow to be like, ooh, you really need to change that. So if you need like here's what I found. A lot of people, maybe their moral compass is not pointing north. And maybe you need to have something that's like, what is true? And if we're just drifting in life, if we have nothing to measure by, we got no level, and we're just like, I don't know, I mean, it looks as level as anything else in this house, maybe we need something better. And in this case, we got level, we've got tape measures, we got things to measure. How do you measure the state of yourself? You need something that's solid, something that's true, something you look up and you go, that's the North Star of morality. That's the Bible. And look, if you think, blah, 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 you don't know nothing, you can't tell me what to do, look at your life. Is your life a disaster? Does your life look like this? Garbage? Maybe you need something solid and go, I need to measure up to this, and then you'd be like, my life got a lot better. Something to think about.